the cold winds blow, we gather round, neighbors and kin, laughter in the sound. Stories told by the fire's glow, the kind of warmth only country for. I walk that trail where the shadows fall, hear your voice and the water's call. Lay me down on your riverbed, cool my worries, clear my head. Lord knows life can wear me thin, but you wash away the weight within. I walk that trail where the shadows fall, hear your voice and the water's call. Lay me down on your riverbed, cool my worries, clear my head. Lord knows life can wear me thin, but you wash away the weight within. When I'm weary from the work I've done, burned by the day and the bitter sun, you give me rest when I lay beside, letting my troubles drift with your tide. When my belly's empty, spirit low, you're feeding my soul in your steady flow. Like a whisper through these Georgia pines, you mend this heart time after time. Tallulah, I love you, I need you tonight. You pull me close in your cool moonlight. Tallulah, I want you, don't ever run dry. You're the song in my soul and the tears in my eyes. When I'm weak and I can't stand tall, feel like I ain't worth much at all, you give me strength I can't explain, like thunder rolling through my veins. Your energy flows right into me, sets my troubled spirit free. Like a preacher speaking truth so clear, every time I wander near. You give me peace when the world's unkind, ease the storm in this restless mind. Every ripple, every bend feels like talking to an old best friend. Through the years you stayed the same, I'm the one that changed and strayed away, but you're still here when I come back home, never once left me alone. Tallulah, I love you, I need you tonight. You pull me close in your cool moonlight. Tallulah, I want you, don't ever run dry. You're the song in my soul and the tears in my eyes.
All right, boys and girls. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. That's a little tune called Tallulah. Put that together this past week. Thought I'd share it with you. I like it, and that's all that matters. If you get a chance, listen to it. Give me a chance. All right. Good evening, everybody, friends and neighbors, and welcome back to the Raven County Rag. Let me change that background up. Just put a little nice background in there. Boy, I tell you what, spring just didn't arrive. It's settling in now. You know, on my walks this week, I've been seeing those trillium popping up along the forest floor. Some people call them trout lily. I believe that's a common name for them, the trout lily. I wish I had a picture of it. I'd show it to you. But they're popping up along the forest floor, quiet and steady, like they've been waiting patiently all winter for their moment. I see the dogwoods. I look out through the woods there and see those white blossoms. I see them everywhere. The dogwoods are really opening up. And now my azaleas ain't popping real good because I'm at a higher elevation. I think I'm at 2,200 feet. But anyway, I'm sure they'll come in their own time. But down below there in town, some people have their ornamental azaleas, and they are looking beautiful. They're really starting to show their color and lighting up all along the landscape. And it's the same as they do every time this year. Every time of this time of year, they do it every year. They keep coming back. But you can feel it in the air, can't you? The evenings are a little longer. I got those new doors put in the house there. My wife's got her storm door in the front, and it's Hey, hold on. Let's take this call. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Well, they hung up. Oh, well. I'm trying to get where I'm turning off and on these Bluetooths, and eventually I'd like to get set up where I'm taking phone calls on the air here. That's what I'm striving for, and y'all see me fumbling around with the experiment there. But anyway, back to it. You can feel it in the air, like I was saying. I've got some new sliding doors in the house. Had them old French doors. You couldn't hardly put any screens in them to count to anything. And the ones that did have, I don't know, it was a mess. We ended up going with some pretty nice sliding glass doors with screens in them. And the wife has a storm door on her front door. And this place is like an old two-story shotgun shack. And so that evening air blowing through the house sure feels nice. The old soil is starting to warm up. Had a little rain yesterday. I think we might get a little bit this evening. Might get some more. I haven't looked at the weather forecast. If you have, get on the old chat there and let us know what we've got in the way of weather. I'd like to know. It'd be nice to get a little rain. I know I'm getting ready to plant. I got all the beds mulched, ready to go. If anybody knows anybody who, a lady at the Home Depot today, I was looking for a broad fork, and I said, "Y'all got broad forks?" And she goes, and she pointed at pitchforks. And I said, no, broad fork's a little different. And she goes, well, that's what we got. And I said, well, I was going to ask about rosemary, but if y'all ain't got broad forks, you probably ain't got no rosemary. She called me the male name for a Chad. I was messing with her. I pulled up a picture of a broad fork and showed it to her. But as I was walking up to show it to her, I said, you sure you don't have any broad forks? And she goes, now, my granddaddy lived to be 103, and I ain't ever heard of a broad fork. And I showed it to her, and she goes, no, we ain't got none. So it was kind of a humorous moment there. I enjoyed every minute of it. But I got about 20 bags of topsoil, because I always like to take topsoil, and when I set a plant, I dig a hole, a couple shovels big, and kind of stir in some topsoil. And let's see, we got a message here. Let's see if that's a voicemail. Nope. But it is a message. Oh my God. Man, oh man, you could tell the primaries is the governor's race and everybody's heating up. I'm starting to get them old text messages from everybody. But anyway, where were we? Yeah, topsoil. And, I had a 0 germination rate on my peppers. And that's jalapeno, Anaheim, and bell. 0 germination. So I got some more seeds today. I'm one of them guys who keeps seeds from year to year. Hell, ain't no telling how old those seeds are. So I got some fresh seeds and some fresh sunflower seeds, and I got to go through there tomorrow and get all that stuff sorted out in the morning. I got some other plants I need to transplant into some bigger things, and I got all kinds of stuff to do. And hopefully this weekend, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, we're working on the garden, got some seeds starting. It's just, everything's just a little more alive. I can see all the little green leaves out through there changing the color of the landscape. Hey, but before we go any further, let's remember why we gather. Because we're a community. What did I do with my background music? We're a community of like-minded people. We have a common interest in hunting, fishing, protecting our community, culture, families, and environment. We come here to exchange ideas, resources, and information. So if you got a broad fork, let me know. I probably use some more mulch too. If you got some cow manure mixed with a little straw, that's fine. But I need any kind of organic material that I can turn into the garden to finish developing this soil. You know how this old rocky soil in these mountains, and the poor soil, if you don't take care of it, it's just red clay and rocks. So I've been working on my garden for, God dang, 10 years now. Can you believe that? Anyway, spring don't ask for permission. It just moves forward, and so should we. All right, let's get started here. Welcome in, y'all. Come on, send me a chat. Let me know what you want to talk about. Got the hunting, fishing, and trapping report coming up. Turkey season update. The season is officially underway on private land and going to open this weekend, right before Easter. Early season reports, North Georgia, gobbling has been strong at daylight. Birds are still grouped with hens. Mid-morning movement improving as hens begin nesting. Habitat refresher for the Rabun County mountains. They be hunting in the hardwood ridges for roosting. South-facing slopes warming early. Edges of logging roads and openings, close proximity to water. If you're hunting those birds, that's what is suggested. But I'm more than willing to listen to your suggestions. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. I haven't done any turkey hunting, and I may not. But you never know when a man's going to get hungry. So go ahead and share your tactics and how you like to hunt and how you hunt, and share it with us. All right, the tactics that work right for turkey hunting. Make sure you set up before daylight. Make sure you call soft early. Let the woods wake up. Mid-morning can be gold as hens leave. Use terrain, ridges to hide movement, but also block sound. The rules of the mountain. If he answers you, don't rush him. Just sit there and wait on him to come to you. You know what's on his mind. Anyway, reach out and send me a chat and let me know how you do your turkey hunting. How's the stream look? Am I too dark? Am I too light? Am I sound? I had to reset some of this stuff this evening, so I'm not sure how it's sounding. But anyway, I'm just trying to get, like I said, I had to reset, so I'm doing some work here and turning some loops on and all that stuff, getting these sounds pads together. I had a whole bunch of other stuff on there, but I took it and dumped it all out, and now I'm just loading on my own creations here to give us some background noise, background music. And it's interesting, you know. I've always had a musical instrument. I'm a string instrument kind of guy. I've got some guitars and a couple of mandos, and I'll sit down and pick on them. And, you know, they got to talking about, you know, I hear people talking about this AI for music, and I got some tunes that have been in my mind for years, and I'd play them out and run it through there, and it'd incorporate and stretch it out and add some other musical in it, and it sounded pretty good. And I've had some song lyrics that have floated in my mind for decades, and I started writing them down and plugging them in, and I've come up with a few things here lately, and I tell you what, I'm really enjoying it. So is the background and the intro music and outro music, instead of paying some service for music or running the risk of any kind of what do they call that, where you play somebody else's music? It's called I don't know, some kind of copyright. And I don't want to get involved in all that. I just want to sit out here and chat with you guys on Thursday evenings and maybe have a little background music to, I don't want to steal nothing from nobody. I don't want to do anything like that. So that's why I started messing around with that stuff. Anyway, where were we? Turkey season is coming into full swing. Wish y'all the best of luck out there. If you got some extra turkey feathers, let me know. I'll put them in the cabinet back here. And if I ever tie any flies, there's a couple bugs I'd like to tie that require having some what they call turkey bots, or turkey parts of the turkey feather. I'd like to put together a couple flies, take up on the old Tallulah, or maybe over here on what's that river west of me over here? It forms the border of South Carolina and Georgia. What is that? Well, I'm sure somebody out there will let me know. Overflow Creek and all that back in there. Anyway, moving along, trapping season in general is closed. Now, if you've got predators, you still get after them, coyotes and nuisance species. And small game is winding down. The next big focus, I guess, is spring turkey and fishing. I know that I need to get my fishing gear out and get that stuff lubed up, limbered up, and change out some line. You know, I talked about it last week and I ain't done it yet. I don't know about you 8 or 10 pound fishermen, but us 2 and 4 pound fishermen, boy, you get about a 100 cast on those darn things. On well, more than that, probably a couple hundred cast, and that's easy to do on a day of trout fishing when you're working real good. You get a couple hundred casts, that old line gets twisted up and gets to performing poorly. And so I haven't changed mine out since the last season, so it's sat down here, rode around in the truck and everything else. I'm sure that line is stiff and not worth a hoot. So I need to get after that. Let me know what you do to get ready for your spring fishing. I'd really like to hear about it. Anyway, spring fishing and warm season. We got to get ready for that warm season. Them old panfish. I hear the crappies do. Now the old fisherman used to tell me that when the dogwood blooms got about as big as your thumb, that's when you need to get after them crappie. I have seen some reports of some fabulous crappie catches, fabulous crappie fishing in the lakes up here. Let me know how you're doing in that. The bass are starting to come up and getting in their pre-spawn patterns, and as I was walking around the lake the other day, I did notice that particular smell where them sunfish and bluegill and brim are getting in their nest, making their nest and displaying their colors and odor, whatever they do. But I did notice it. I noticed them working on their nest down in the shallows, so I'm sure the brim is coming up, and I guess they've been doing some stocking up on the wildcat, the moccasin, the Tallulah. Several of them around here have been doing some stocking operations. So with the tourists coming up, I'm sure that the spring fishing is coming into its own. But the bass are starting to move. Panfish, like I mentioned, are beginning to stage shallow. Make sure. Now, I like to get out early in the morning. I ain't into that afternoon fishing. I'm an early riser. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I like to get out there about daylight and try and work best I can. But they got me on it. You see, by the time 12:30 rolls around, I've been at it for a solid 8 hours. I normally got to get to the house and get a thing or two done in the office. And now with the spring planting season on me, I'm going to be beating feet pretty heavy around here. Anyway, the tactics, I guess, fish afternoons when the water's warm. I guess I'm going to have to try it early in the morning. Target shallow transitions. Slow early, fish slow early and then faster as the temps rise. Trout. God, man, you know that there is more trout water in Raven County than a man my age, that a man of any age or lady that could possibly ever fish in their entire lifetime. It is wonderful. We've got everything from brook trout to stocked browns and rainbows. If you're not a fisherman, you're living in the wrong dadgum county. I'll tell you what. That's the way she shakes out around here. Get out there and fish. Take them children fishing. I got a grandson. I'd love to take him fishing, but you know what my biggest daggum hold up is that daggum baby seat. 5 years old. I don't know how the requirements are for babysitting. I want him to be safe, but that old me being an old man, fat and out of shape, trying to hustle him in and out and fish with him all day long, and then trying to get him in a darn car seat. I don't know. I don't want to miss too much more time with him, and I think fishing is something that grandpas need to do with their grandboys. Grandgirls too. Girls like to fish too. Tell you what, I remember the first time my daughter caught a fish, she didn't want to quit. Now her brother, he went after it pretty hard, and he got good at it real young. He's good. He knew what he was doing. He had it figured out. Me and him had a lot of discussions about it. I had to tell you a story about the old Boy Scouts and the fishing badge. God Almighty, can you believe that's been 26, 27 years ago? Good Lord. If y'all want to hear that Boy Scout fishing badge earning business, y'all send me a text and we'll set aside a time and tell some stories about that. But trout tips, nymphs, and small spinners early. Make sure you set your drift naturally. Don't fight the current. Fish, they don't like it when they see something. If they're head up, facing upstream in their scene, and a bait ain't drifting right, then they'll wave it off and won't fool with it. They'll just turn their nose up at it and let it drift on by. So make sure you work that drift. Make sure you focus on the seams, pools, and feeding lanes. Anyway, as I was talking about earlier, make sure you respool your reels, organize your tackle. Now, I know you bass fishermen and other fishermen, man, y'all got them old tackle boxes with all the slots in them and all that. I wish I had. No, I don't. You know what? It looks like a purse. It's old green Rucks. It's a shoulder bag. It's an old canvas shoulder bag. And in that thing, I got 2 or 3 fly boxes, and I got another box. On one side it's got hooks, and on the other side it's got weights and the little micro bobbers and hemostats and some clippers, and that's about all I do have a stringer, so that's about all I carry with me. And then I have a cricket tube I'll have slung over the shoulder. And that's about how I fish, because I know I'm going to be waiting. I have the vest and the hats and I had all that stuff. I don't even wear the vest anymore. It's folded up somewhere. I just have an old shirt on, and it's got plenty of pockets, but I got that old shirt on and a hat to keep the sun off my head. I still wear a hat. And I still got this thing right here, and I'll wear this if I fly fishing, and it's still got flies on it from last year, and I'll stick, when I change out flies, I'll hang them on this piece of lamb wool right here and let them dry while I'm fishing. Wear it as a cuff on my arm, and as I fish, they'll dry. That way the old hooks don't get rusty. Yeah, see, I wear it like that. And I'm out there fishing, and I'll put the bugs on it and let them dry. You can tell it's gotten a little stiff from getting wet. And anyway, semi-retired guys, they think they want to get into leather crafting, and I have, and I did, and I haven't done it in a while. I need to do that. I need a new watch band. That thing, I had a leather watch band I made. it wore out, and I just ain't made the time to go down there and make another one. I've been so busy having fun making these videos. I've been putting probably more time than I need to in it, but that's cool. This is what I like doing. Anyway, make sure you organize your tackle, scout the shoreline structures, find your fishing spots, boys, girls. Y'all look at where you want to hit, where you want to fish. If you got a boat, make sure you're checking the batteries and check for leaks. Make sure it's in ship shape and got your life preservers, got everything ready to go on your boat. And, spring rewards the prepared. And speaking of having your life preservers, I don't want us to forget about safety. Spring feels good, but it still carries some risk, especially on that hunting side. Man, do not stalk a gobbler. You get set and you wait and you make sure you can identify your target fully and know what's behind it. And I know about wearing the orange. If you're moving, you need to have that blaze on. Now, when you get settled and you're ready to start your steel hunt, I'm with you. Get that stuff off and tuck it away. Get it out of sight, because them birds got good eyesight. And don't be moving either. Don't be making any quick moves or any noise. Well, that's the hunting part. And then you always got the water safety. Life jackets. All the time, life jackets. That cold water, that old mountain water, boy, I tell you what, I think it stays 55 degrees all year long, and it can still be dangerous. And you better watch them children too. You let them play in that stuff, they'll get out there and be purple-lipped in no time and shivering and not want to come out. And, man, I have busted my butt on plenty of banks and boat ramps, so watch those slippery devils. And remember, the weather can change too. You can have a cold front come through in a hurry. It could be warm in the morning and 40 by the afternoon. So keep your layers handy. And one of the most important things is tell someone where you're going. Let them know where you're going to be at. So if you're not on time getting back, then they can throw out the warning flags and let somebody know where you were headed and what you were going to be doing. Anyway, how we looking? Anybody out? Y'all check in. Send me a chat. Man, I was looking at the thing. I've been doing this almost a year. Can you believe that? 52 of these episodes. Got, I think, 3 subscribers. Anyway, we're here in Rabun County, and I'm trying to build a community of people who are like-minded, get together and talk about things that are important. Just because it's important to me don't mean it's important to you. And if it's important to you and you tell me about it, it might be important to me. So we can talk about the weather, we could talk about the traffic, we could the highway construction. I remember reading the paper, people talking about when they gonna start widening the road, when they gonna do this and when they gonna do that. And lo and behold, they have started. And now, when are they gonna be done? Man, I can't go nowhere. It's like living in the city, all this traffic. And I'm just going, be careful what you wish for. Anyway, just remember, back to the safety thing. Comfort is not the same as safety. That's what I got to say about it. All right, what's the weather pattern? Got some time here with warmer days, cool nights are holding on. And I'm going to sit back a little bit. Y'all, excuse me. I hope I didn't jar the camera too. I sure did. I can see that crazy wall behind me now. There we go. Here, let me move that thing back. All right, that's cool. But let's sit back a little bit instead of being so uptight and sitting up straight. I can lean back a little bit and adjust the microphone. How we doing now? All right, yeah, man. It was warm today. You know, I had this old flannel on this morning, and I was in the office early. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I had to finish some editing on some videos and things, and had to script for this show so I'd have something to talk about without bumbling and mumbling too much. I'm still going to bumble and mumble until somebody out there decides that they've got something they want to add to the show. Other than that, I'm just going to keep yakking and yakking and yakking, y'all. If y'all got something more interesting to say than what I got, jump in there and give me a message. I'd be fine and dandy with it. Wouldn't hurt my feelings at all to have a discussion. Matter of fact, that's why I'm trying to set that daggum set up that whatchamacallit, the Bluetooth thing on this Roadcaster so that we can take phone calls. Well, looks like we got our first glitch in the old satellite transmissions tonight. Could be anything, you know it. I ain't gonna worry about it too much. Uh-oh. Well, it sounds like we lost the music. Wrong one. Yo. Bear with me, I gotta set a loop up here. I'm gonna turn the loop on. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I cleared everything out of this earlier, and I had to do some resets and man, you know, no wonder it takes them guys that are on the radio years and years and years trying to learn all the buttons and make sure things flow and keep the interest of the audience while they fumble around. That's all right. I'm having a good time. But anyway, you know, scattered rain, they called for rain all week, and it come and go, and we've had a little bit of rain, I'm glad to see. And boy, it's messing up my driveway, my little road too. If y'all got a big old long dirt road to get to your house, let me know what you do to keep that thing in order. I swear, it seems like I work on this one and it'll look good for a day or two. And of course, everybody picks up the speed. Oh, it's smooth. You know, I do a little walking on a regular basis. I go there to Black Rock Lake, and I believe that's Taylor's Chapel Road. And the old county will get out there and dress that old dirt road up. And it's like the community has a message board. Hey, they just got through working Taylor's Chapel Road. And man, I'll be out there walking, and all of a sudden there'll be, you know, 8 or 10 cars in an hour going through there, kicking up dust and making good time on that old dirt road until they beat it out and get it washboard. Then the traffic will slow down. It won't be as much. Then there won't be as much traffic, and then the county will come out there and work it, and then the traffic will increase and the speeds will increase till they beat it out again. And that's kind of the experience here. But I guess that's just human nature. I get people blowing at me all the time. Hurry up, old man. I'm like, I ain't no hurry. Why are you in a hurry? But anyway, I guess, you know, it's spring. I guess we'll expect that continued spring warming. Periodic storms rolling through. And now, don't count out old man Frost. And when we get to talking about garden, man, don't plant by the calendar. I've been burned so many times on that. Gotta plant by the time. Gotta just watch the weather. Well, I'm gonna have a busy week next week. How about y'all? Everybody getting that garden ready? Now, the long-term outlook, they say it's going to be rather warm this year. Slightly drier periods mixed with rain events. You know what that tells me? Mulch your garden. Any kind of mulch. Anything to keep the darn moisture in the ground. That's maybe old Chip Drop would come see me. I'd love to have another mountain or two of chips around here, and maybe somebody. I put out the call. I'm looking for mulch hay. I'm looking for natural fertilizer, cow manure. What's the difference between cow manure and horse manure? Horses aren't ruminary, are they? Like a cow got 4 stomachs. Anyway, maybe there's a veterinarian out there who will give me a message and let me know. Or hell, some old farmer let me know. I know there's that old nitrogen from that chicken manure, but you gotta be careful with that. It'll burn your stuff up. You add it in too thick. You gotta be careful with that stuff. Use everything sparingly, man. You know, I got a bag of 10 I've had down here for about 3 years now. I ain't interested in no bumper crops. I'm just interested in having a fresh tomato every now and then. Or having a nice bowl of them little cherry tomatoes. Them things are so sweet, doggone. Wife will keep them on the counter in a bowl, and I'll just snack on them. But the translation of all that, spring is here, but it certainly ain't settled. Yep, now, we've talked a little bit about the garden. Let's talk a little bit more about it. Now is go time for gardeners. Start preparing the soil. I talked about it. Compost, organic matter. How do you test your pH? Do you have a little test meter, or do you gather samples and send it off to UGA? Let me know. I'm really interested in. I've got a little pH test kit in there, and I hadn't done it yet. But now's the time to start direct sowing those cool season crops. Lettuce, spinach, carrots, and peas. I got about a half a pound of kale. I'm thinking about going in there and getting it out and cutting a couple rows out here. I've got a shady garden, I guess it is. I poisoned a tree last year to try and get some more sunlight on it, but I'm not wondering if kale won't be ready. Now, I've got my tomatoes, and I told you about the sad shape of my darn peppers. 0 germination on about 18 plants. Everything else busted out, man. Tomatoes, squash, pumpkin, planted some oregano, all kinds of stuff. Zucchini, all that popped right out and is looking good back there in the little pantry, the grow room. Now, don't forget about some of the native stuff. I've got a hillside out here that is full of blueberries. And my wife's got a hillside out here that is full of blackberry canes, and boy, them things is good. I did get in some herbs. I got some cilantro and basil, and I was looking for some rosemary seeds today. I didn't see any, and I hate buying them darn plants. They just you know, I don't know how to approach it. These old nurseries, you know, they got a damn chemistry set, and they mix that stuff up and cut it, and they tend it with right temperatures to get it out in them stores and sell it. And it ain't hardened worth a darn. And you get it home, and it just a shock. You've got to really take care of those things to get them to go. I've tried rosemary a couple times, and wasn't very happy with it. I saw an old boy on the internet tickled me, and I thought I'd do it. I've been working, so I've told y'all I've been working trying to get some sunflowers going, and I've never been very successful, but you can get like a 25-pound bag of sunflower seeds for next to nothing. And he was just out there planting it by the 25-pound bag load, and I said, you know, I went to the Home Depot today and got some stuff. Told you I got that topsoil. And darn if I didn't forget to get some wildflower seeds. I always plant wildflowers at the entrance to the driveway up there. I got zinnias on the left. If you're coming in, we got zinnias on the left and wildflowers on the right. I believe in taking care of our little pollinators. But anyway, one thing we need to remember is don't plant by the calendar, plant by the conditions. And I'm starting to see the wildflowers come up along the old the roadway out there, and it's nice to see them. I tell you what, I really like them. Boy, I'm running a little ahead of time here. Filling up this dead air. I'm going to run out of things to say. I'm going to outscript the script here if I don't be careful. Some of the local events. That old Tallulah Gorge now, they do a lot of things in this time of year and all through the summer, like wildflower hikes and just regular hikes and geological hikes and all kinds of stuff. So make sure that's state park, you know, and I've got an annual pass to state park. I just buy one every year. I'm at a state park 2 days a week. And it's worth the money to me to go ahead and get that annual pass just to save on the parking. And I do go down to the Tallulah River State Park, the Tallulah Gorge State Park, but I'm normally on the upstream side of the lake. Walking, it's about 3.5 miles. I walk at least once a week over there. And I need to start fishing. You know, it's a funny thing when you take a walk by a river, you start noticing all the places you go. Yeah, I need to get a pole and hit that spot right there. So I need to start doing that, supplementing my walk with a pole in hand. Even if it's just a little, you know, I could cut the walk in half, spend more time next to the river, and probably have a little fun. Probably won't get blood. Well, you catch a fish, that old heart rate gets going pretty good, don't it? Yeah, I can substitute fishing for walking. I guess I need to start doing that. You know, I used to fish a lot more, and I don't know why I've gotten away from it. I'm always thinking about it. Anyway, maybe it's just old age creeping in on me. I don't know. Some of you 65-year-old guys out there, tell me what's going on in your life. You picked up the fishing, or is it fallen off over the years and you enjoy it more with the kids, or just enjoy being in the outdoors, not necessarily catching or fishing, but just being in the outdoors? Give this old fella some advice and let him know where he's going wrong and let him know where he's going right. I still getting out I can get out at least 3 days a week and hike and enjoy scenery. And I've noticed I'm going to the same places. Maybe I need to switch that up. What's tomorrow? Friday? Dang. I'd be up. Well, you know what? I get up at 4:30 in the morning. The wife said she'd go to the grocery store. I could get up in the morning and reline my fishing pole, one of them. Stop by and pick up a tube of them old Georgia grubs, or what do they call those things? Georgia nymphs, some old crickets, and go out there and might have and catch some. I talked last week about hankering for some trout almondine. Anyway, this is the time of year that Rabun County comes back outside. And I've seen all kinds of the outdoor recreation is picking up. More and more campers. I've seen community groups, gardening groups and stuff like that. I see them picking up and getting more and more busy and putting out more and more information. And so I say that it might be a good time to get out. And the Mountain City Flea Market is open this weekend. For last year's big scare, they was trying to sell it as a commercial property since they're widening that darn old highway from here to North Carolina. Well, through Dillard anyway, through Rabun County, where it was a 3-lane, making it a 4-lane. You know, the darn traffic's going to be snarled. Anyway, the cost of, what do you call it? Progress. If y'all happy about that progress, send me a chat. If you are unhappy about that progress, send me a chat. Anyway, you know it's spring in Rabun County when you need heat in the morning and AC in the afternoon. Boy, ain't that the truth. When I got through at the Home Depot, and I didn't even work that hard. Hell, they loaded all that topsoil on a pallet in the back of the truck. Just me walking around trying to get my stuff done wearing this old flannel shirt made me break a sweat. But I was sweating, and so I was lucky I got to the doctor a little early and could cool off before I went in there. I don't know how I smelled, don't really care. But anyway, just old granddad said, planted early once, and said he was feeding the deer on purpose. Yeah, that's right. Darned old deer. That's why I keep them old collard greens out. There's always collard greens growing in my yard somewhere. Always a collard green somewhere in my yard growing. And I let them go to seed. I'll cut around them. I want them in there, man. You never know when you're going to need to get you a mess of collard greens. That's another thing, man. Mine are looking like palm trees. If you know anything about them collard greens, if you're a collard green growing expert, can you still eat them old greens when they look like palm trees with the yellow flowers on them, or do they get too funky? Do they get piffy, or do they get bitter, or anything? I want to know. Help me out with that. Anyway, spring in the mountains sure teaches patience, whether you want to learn it or not. All right, time for breakouts and shout-outs. I'd like to appreciate them turkey hunters getting out there early in the morning. You know, I don't know if I want to tell you, but I'm going to tell you, in the northern end of the county, up near the headwaters of a certain river, I have seen dozens of turkeys in a field. Anyway, they're out there. Go get them, boys. And the fishermen, I need to get in chasing that real first bite. Gardens, getting back in the dirt. You know, garden ain't that hard. It really ain't. I mean, you might have to put in a few hours, getting your seeds started. Man, I looked, you know what? It was unbelievable today. I did find some rosemary, and there was a small rosemary plant. They wanted $10 for that darn thing. If you got a rosemary plant, send me a chat and let me come by and get some cuttings off of it. I got some root tone, and I believe I can get them things started. I have done it before. Shoot, that reminds me. I got 2 gardenias out here I need to get dug up and transplanted. I had 2 gardenias up front, and they were in a low spot, and they got hit by a hard freeze and killed them. But the thing is, when I would trim them, I'd always take and strip them leaves back and walk around and stick them in the ground certain places. And I stuck a couple of them, buried some pots out here in the garden, and stuck them sprigs in there. Didn't put no root tone on them, just stuck them in there, and they survived. So I've got 2 gardenia plants out there, and I need to get those things transplanted before they root bind and die right there. But folks are just getting outside again, and especially those who stayed steady all winter long. It's man, we've been together for 51 minutes. I'm so proud to be here with you guys. Anyway, let me hear from you. I'd sure enjoy this a lot more if there were people out there interacting with me. I know everybody's got something to do on Thursday night, either fixing dinner, getting the kids ready for bed, winding down, watching their YouTubes, watching their TV. You know, I guess it's like going to church on Wednesday. It's got to be appealing, first of all. And number 2, you got to have the energy to get out there and do it. But I'm going to stay with this, and I'm just going to keep doing it. So, what signs of spring are you seeing? Like I said, I saw them old trout lilies coming up, little purple, what do you call those little ground flowers? Violets. They sure are pretty. I've seen them old, boy, it makes my wife so mad. Old dandelion greens. I let them son of a guns get about a foot tall. I just like to see the yard covered up in them dandelion greens. And she says, them ain't nothing but weeds. I said, well, I know what they are. I said, but if you looked up the medicinal purposes that you can use those dandelion greens, did you know you can eat dandelion greens? Did you know that they have a taproot that stretches way down and pulls up all the nutrients from way down and pulls it back up? And if you let them get big enough and cut them down, you brought those nutrients to the top. So I like a dandelion green. So, what are you chasing? Are you a turkey man? You a trout? Are you working on your tomatoes first? Boy, so many things to do. And the older you get, the harder it is to get all of that done. You got your eyes full of things you want to do, and doggone it, it just seems to bundle up, and sometimes you just sit there and go, I don't know. It's like you lose motivation because there's so much of it. So let me know what you're planting this year. Drop it in the comment and give me some pictures. I'd love to see some pictures. Now, you know, this is also time where I need to make it part of the script that this is where we have our resource exchange, our ideas exchange. So if you're in the search of something like me, I'm looking for a broad fork. I'm looking for mulch hay. I'm looking for compost. I'm looking for manure. I'll take chicken. I'll take cow manure. I'm not sure about horse manure. Somebody let me know how good that is. But I'm looking for any of that stuff. If you've got a barn full of it and you're cleaning it out, let me know. I'll come by there with my pickup truck and I really don't want to shovel it. Maybe you got a bobcat or a front end loader. You can just load the old pickup truck up and I'll line it with a tarp and get it home and drag the tarp off onto the pile. Anyway, yeah, if I had, I got about, I would say it's about 3 or 4 yards of wood chips, cubic yards. And if I had some chicken manure rich in that nitrogen, and I could put it on top of them wood chips, it'd sure get that stuff moving along to break down a lot quicker. So anyway, those are the things I'm looking for. And if you're looking for something, whether it be a piece of equipment, if you're looking for some kind of seed starts, somebody may have, they started 10,000 tomatoes and they only need 9. Maybe they got 1,000 tomato starts out there, seedlings out there. They'll put you on, who knows? Maybe you got too many chicken eggs and you're willing to trade, or you want to get shed of some of them. Somebody might like, my old wife came home, I guess 2 weeks ago. She went down there and visited her aunt. She brought back this dozen egg container and put it in the refrigerator. And I opened it up. Man, it's the smallest eggs I ever seen in my life. I bet them things weren't that big. And I said, man, where'd you get these dove eggs from? It takes 4 of them to make 2 regular eggs. That's just large. That's not jumbo. Take 3 to make a jumbo egg. But anyway, here's the opportunity, here's the exchange. I know you got Facebook, but how much funner would it be to actually see somebody and have conversations and trade your stuff online and get to know who your neighbors are or whatever else you want to do. But anyway, man, it has run down the time. We got about 3 minutes left, and I want to make sure that we close this the right way and remember who we are. We're a community of like-minded people with common interest in hunting, fishing, protecting our community, culture, families, and environment. We come here and we exchange ideas, resources, and information. Spring reminds us, keep moving forward, stay grounded, pay attention. I want to thank you for spending this evening with the Raymond County Rag. And until next time, keep your boots muddy, your lines tight, and your heart grateful. This is Bubba, signing off from Serendipity Point. And until we see each other again, as always, have a grateful day, and we'll see you next time.
Up on Serendipity, pouring on Leafwood Hill, just west of the top of Hogback Mountain. That's where we live, love, and play, watching the clouds roll slow all day. Cold in the winter, frost on the ground, firewood crackling, that familiar sound. Mild in the spring and summer breeze, dogwoods bloom through the Georgia trees. Beautiful in the fall, oh, the colors run deep, golden hills and the valleys asleep. Every season's got a story to tell. up here fits us well. Serendipity Point, where the good Lord shines, finding treasure